Well, nobody's watching, but we're going to get started anyways. First thing we're going to do is test the shears. And you can see, hey, thanks folks for popping in. Just got started. So here's a pair of sewing scissors from a nice lady. And tell me if y'all can hear me. I just want to make sure the microphone's working. Anyway, it's not cutting. You can see it's not cutting all the way through the fabric. So we got a problem. It'll cut down here and it'll cut at the tip, but it's not cutting right in the middle of the blade. And just doing a primary once over the blade, it looks okay, but obviously there's something wrong. So first thing I like to do is, and these have been sharpened before. Somebody tried to sharpen these. I can see there's two different angles on there. So I black out the blade. Hey, thanks folks for watching. So we're going to do a scratch test. The fun part is finding the correct edge angle, but it's not that difficult with a little practice. Still not there yet. And it sounds right. So it is. It's all the way across the blade. So we're going to give it a first run. Got a couple spots. Now I've already got a burr. And I'm just barely touching the wheel. You see that little spot right there? Can y'all hear me through the, is the microphone working? I can't tell if it is or not. Still got a little, thanks Greg. Still got a little, see that little spot right there? It's got a little nick right there in the blade. And I'm trying not to heat up the blade. I use a diamond wheel, but it still heats up the blade. And I got some water here if I need to, and I just gouged that, didn't I? Nope, I didn't. Felt like I did. Thanks, Cody. It is a Twice as Sharp by Wolf Industries. I think it's the best machine for doing sewing scissors. So I've got a burr all the way across, and now I'm going to go to the honing wheel. Just one pass on the honing wheel, and we're going to turn it off. We're going to do the other side. And these scissors happen to be pretty close to the same edge angle. But like I said, they've been sharpened before, so there's only so much I can do with them once somebody has destroyed the original factory edge. So I just wanted to get them to cut smooth. I think what I'm going to do also, I'm going to move that blade up a little bit. Just a little. Still a little off. Just rotate it a little bit more. I think I went too far that time. I did. That feels good. That's good. It's all the way across the blade. Make sure that's tight. All right, let's do our first pass. Looks pretty good, except I missed down here. Y'all see that? See where I missed right there? One more pass. And it's all the way on the edge of the blade. There's a little outside there, but I'm not worried about that because that's not the cutting surface out there. The cutting surface is here. For the honing blade. I'm sorry about all the sound in the back. I do have the fans running and the dust collector. So right now this has got a burr. I can feel a burr all the way across the blade. What I like to do is push that burr that way. Use a little pink stone and just rub against it, and it's flipping that burr up. Then I like to take a little piece of wood. Oh, man. AJC. This is how I like to remove the burr. A little block of pine. Then I take the blades, push them apart, then open them, push them apart. And I cut my thumb last night and it really hurts. All right, that feels pretty good. Then I take a little rubbing alcohol and a Scotch-Brite pad. It gets the marker off and any, it feels good, any of the rest of the burr off. All right, let's test it. If you were here before, it wouldn't cut all the way through the cloth. So we're going to see if they cut through. I hope it doesn't make a liar out of me. Oh, look at that. That's wonderful. She'll be happy with those. So that's pretty thin material. And this is batting for a quilt. She wants it to cut that too, and that's just wonderful. All the way through the blade. Nice. So that's one down. So how long did that take me? Less than 10 minutes. And I charge $10 for these. And they have no problem paying for it. So here's another pair. I have 10 pairs to do tonight. Let's see how these cut. They're not bad. They're not cutting through the tip right there. So it's got a little flat spot. I don't know if you can see that in the light or not, but it's got a little flat spot at the tip. So anyway, let's sharpen them. Just kind of clean them up a little bit. Looks like she's got a little goop on them. This lady owns a sewing shop. She does quilting and sewing lessons and things like that. I appreciate all y'all watching out there. We're Sharpen Right Services in League City, Texas. We sharpen salon, barber, and grooming shears, clipper blades, sewing scissors, obviously, industrial scissors, and just about any knife. Thanks, Parts. I appreciate it. A couple people have emailed me and asked me about this. So most of my videos are just me sharpening, but I thought I'd do one tonight and kind of walk people through the process and ask questions if they want to. I'll try to answer it. 167 people out there. So I did the scratch test, and now it's all the way across the blade. I need to make sure the wheel covers the entire width of the blade to create the nice edge. So it goes pretty far back, so I got to catch it all the way back there. And I use a 220 diamond wheel from Continental Diamond Tool. I do not use the factory wheel from Wolf Industries Twice as Sharp. I think the diamond works better and it creates less dust. So you can see right there, I missed the back part of it. And y'all can't see it, but I can see a line right here on the blade. I want it to look clean. I don't want to see a line there at all. And that's just wear from the scissors over time. That feels pretty good. And well, still right there. Take care, Greg. Appreciate you watching while you could. That looks good. So I got it all the way across the blade. Now to the honing wheel. So let's do the other side now. Now this one's definitely got a steeper angle on the other side. So we'll scratch test the other side and take a look. You can see I'm only at the top of the blade. There's more of an angle. So we've got to adjust it back some. That's a little further, but we need more. And usually I can feel it. I'm getting close. That's it, right there, I can feel it. And it is. It's all the way across the blade. So I got the right angle on the second blade. And I need to go back to almost back here. Sorry if I'm out of the frame of the camera. Still got a spot right there, you see that? I think I got it, I think it moved on me, so I'm going to move it just a little bit. One more pass. I'm watching that line. And that looks good. Now the honing side. Alright. Alright, we got both sides sharpened. Take our little pink stone, flip that blade, the burr over. We're just pushing that burr back that way. Remove it with a little block of wood. Feels like it's gone. A little rubbing alcohol. That gets the marker off. JC, they're super easy. Now salon shears are a whole nother ball game. Feels pretty good. Where's our piece of cloth? So here's our cloth. These cut pretty good to begin with. Let's see how they cut now. Oh, they're like butter now. Look at that. Cutting much better and all the way through the tip. Let's try that batting material. Look at that. Beautiful. So there's another pair done. That was 8 minutes. There's another $10. Here's another pair. Just a little dirty. Don't look too bad. The lady who came today and brought me these, she's like, I couldn't find anybody to sharpen our scissors. I said, well, how did you find me? She said, I did a Google search. And there you go. So I let it dry. I got a fan blowing across. I got a fan blowing this way. And then I got the dust collector right here. That's what you hear in the background. It just keeps the dust away from my face. Somewhat. Hey, 273 people watching out there. Thank you very much. I hope you hit that thumbs up button. Tell me where you're watching from. Love to hear from you. I'm just a little high. I'm going to rotate it just a hair. Old Jupiter, Florida. I meant to call John Kuipers today. I needed to ask him a question. All right, that's the first pass. Can y'all see that? Try to get it in the light right there. You see that little spot? There's a flat spot right there. Hey, we didn't test these beforehand, did we? Sorry about that. So I don't know if they cut well or not. I should have tested them. She said they all needed sharpening, so guess what? They all need sharpening. If she wants them sharpened, I'm going to sharpen them. Got just a little flat spot. I think I got it. So it's clean across that edge. Thanks, folks, for hitting that thumbs up button. Your support of our YouTube channel does help our business grow. We do mail-in sharpening from all around the United States. Hey, Vinny, I saw that. And I got a video to send you later. I got the Tukler in today. I didn't get a chance to do much with it, but this one worked. So there you go, right there. See that mark? It's hard to see in the camera, but I need to rotate the shear down just a hair. This is the hardest part, is finding the correct angle, and it just takes practice. And I missed. I went the other way with it. I went too far. And Warren, I watched your unboxing this morning. I watch y'all's videos in the morning when I get back from walking the dogs and before I have to go to work. This is the hardest part, is getting the angle correct. That looks pretty good. Oh, I'm going to charge you. I'm going to send you a Venmo. You and Vinny both. I'm just kidding. I get calls all the time. People want me to train them. I'm not qualified to train anybody. So there you go right there. Got a little spot there. A little bit more. It's not on the cutting edge, but it's right there. It's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. I've already taken off enough material. You guys got that DVD, but I think it's online also. So if you don't have a I saw that Warren didn't have a DVD player. Hey, Jason. Warren, that's why I said that guide that came with the twice as sharp is worthless. It's almost impossible to find the right angle with that. All right, let's give it a shot here. Oh, it's wonderful, like butter. Hey, Barney Rubble. So these are cutting great. Let's try the batting material. Look at that. Look how clean that is. Clean cut. So there's another $10. All right, well, got another pair here. Let's try these out. See, and they're not cutting all the way through the tip either. See, it's folding here. So you can see there's a flat spot right there. Right on the tip. All right. Now I have a diamond stone, so I like to refresh it every once in a while. My little refreshing stone is getting about worn out. I need to order a new one. So I need to rotate down a little bit, just a hair. I went too far. I did. That's it right there. Yep. All the way across. All the way across the blade. Have a burr all the way here, thin towards the back. So we're going to do another pass. Let's do 2 more. There we go. That looks good. Same angle on both sides of these blades. That looks good. Warren, are you asking me that or are you asking somebody else that? On Fiskars, yes. A lot of time the Fisker shears, I've got a chart on the wall back here behind me, and I look at my chart every once in a while, and it says 15 degrees for Fisker. That's really 30. This is 30 degrees, so I don't have the complete chart from Fisker. They make a lot of different scissors. Rarely is it both. Mike, you're asking Mike, huh? Oh, I'm using a 220 grit diamond wheel on this side, and this is just a standard buffing wheel on this side. This wheel I bought special for this machine for sewing scissors from Continental Diamond Tools. Now, when I bought it, Wolf Industries didn't offer a diamond wheel. Now they offer a diamond wheel. I don't know how much theirs is, but whatever, I'm sure that the wheel that came with your machine is the 100 grit white stone wheel. You're going to want to upgrade that. It's just not that good, and it creates a big mess too. And if you're going to use this as a commercial business, you'll be replacing that wheel about every 6 months if you do any amount of scissors. I've had this wheel for 3 years and it works great. It was expensive, but it was well worth it. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Through the tip? Yep. Here's the batting material. I even have some heavy-duty material from a sofa guy that does sofas and stuff, and so it cuts that stuff really, really well too. You guys that are starting out doing this, you need to start collecting material that you're going to cut, because you need lots of sample material. You get what you pay for, exactly right. I have a surfboard. I know you guys are in Nevada. I don't think y'all have too many surfboard makers in Carson City and Reno, but I have a surfboard maker, and I have a couple of guys that make sails, and I've got a couple of auto upholstery, and I always ask them for the material. So the surfboard guy gave me a big sheet of fiberglass, because I want to make sure his industrial scissors that he uses cuts that fiberglass clean because he doesn't want any threads off of it. It's got to be really clean. All right, here's another pair. Let's try them out. Because you're going to want to test your scissors before and after sharpening. That's not bad. Oh, right there. See that? It's catching. Yep, it's catching. Right there. All right, we got to sharpen them. Like I said, we're going to sharpen them anyway, but see, it's got a little dug in area right there. I don't know if y'all can see that in the camera or not. So there we go. It's also got some glue on it. I'll clean that off afterwards. I don't know if I showed y'all what I used to do that. Go get you a bunch of these little cans of this, and I'll use it afterwards because I already put the marker on. And so this is the same edge angle as the other pair, so that makes it awfully convenient. If the other side is the same. It does not leave any residue. But I also clean them, even after I use that goof off, I still clean them with the alcohol after that. I buy 70% rubbing alcohol by the gallon. I clean everything I sharpen with rubbing alcohol. Correct. I always start at the pivot. And I only go one direction. That guy from Wolf Industries, I can't remember his name, he was going back and forth on it. I don't ever do that. I go one direction. You get muscle memory, and oops, I'm getting out of sequence here. You get muscle memory by doing that. You don't cause any waves in the blade. Glenn, that was his name. He's a nice guy. I mean, everybody's got their way of doing it, and you'll find your own way to make it successful. So it's slightly different edge angle. You only have one critic, and that's your customer. That looks good right there. You see that? That's all the way across the blade. And you guys go buy you about 6 of these. Or whatever color you like. If you notice, I use red on the hair shears. On the high polish shears, I can see the red better than the black. But since most sewing scissors are not high polish, the black shows up better. So that's good. Feel for the burr. It's got a burr all the way across the blade. And get you a bunch of different lights. I have a light that mounts on here, magnet light that goes over the top of it, but I've got my larger lights now. I have a ton of lights in my shop. So I moved my twice as sharp where my AMK normally is. God, I'd have no idea, man. What is that place that sells? There's a place that it's mostly for woodworkers, and I can't remember the name of it. You might check with them. Go to Amazon. See what Amazon has. I find a lot of stuff on Amazon. Feels pretty good. So we're going to use the little goof off now. See the stuff on the blade? Just going to put it on there. Use my little Scotch-Brite pad. See, it came right off. Then alcohol. Oh man, that alcohol hurting my cut. You know, I haven't seen the Cubitron or the Trizax on Amazon. Yeah, you might try Norton directly. God, what is the name of that? There's a place that sells mostly to woodworkers, and they've got a good selection of belts, and I can't think of the name of it. So let's try these. Oh, look at that. That's just smooth as can be. Remember, it wouldn't cut down here. Still doesn't cut down there. Nope, there it is. Okay. That's good. This one's good. So 38 minutes, I've made $50. So this one's got, she's been cutting something with glue on it, so I'm going to clean this one. Combat Abrasives, that's another one. I don't know what they carry. I get emails from them all the time. That's another thing. Sign up for all of these companies' emails, because they'll have specials on belts. So this one is all chewed up on the inside. This is, you just got to kind of look at things like this. I don't know if it's Rockler. Rockler makes all the equipment. There's another one. I can't remember the name of it. Wood something? I do get Rockler stuff, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. They would be. The ones you use for wood. And so they may or may not have it. I have no idea. I'm just spitballing what I think you should try. Yeah, I don't know. If I think about it, I'll post it on my community page. All right, got it again. Somebody sharpened these one time before. It's got like 3 angles on it. Could be, I don't know. I'm brain dead this time of day. A little bit more at the tip. Somebody had sharpened these. It looked like it had the irregular angle, and somebody sharpened it twice with 2 different angles on it. And see, I didn't test these again either. I'm getting distracted here. That looks good. And there's a company called Maverick Abrasives or something like that. I don't know what they have. There we go. We hit it again. That looks good too. Now it says message is held for review. What is somebody saying? Ah, because you used the word bitch. Solidio? Actually, they're not if you have the right equipment. And a little practice. No worries. Send them to me in Texas. I'll sharpen them for you. I've got a bunch of scissors coming tomorrow from North Carolina from an upholstery shop. I get mail in all the time. Little towns that don't have a sharpener. You know, a big city like Houston, there's multiple sharpeners in my area. You go to these little towns that are far away from the big city, they don't have anybody sharpening out there. If somebody's mobile, you can make some money doing that. These are cutting great now. Down here, all the way across the blade. Let's try some heavy stuff. See how it cuts the... Oh, look at that, like butter. Like butter. All right, 44 minutes, $60. Now here's the fun part. Here's some tiny ones. You talking to me, JC? Well, I've done farmers markets in the past. I hated them because I didn't make enough money for the amount of time that I lost for my dog groomers and my barbers and those people on the weekends. Well, just mail them to me. There is a guy in Austin. There's a couple of sharpeners in Austin. There's one in Bastrop. There's one in New Braunfels. There's like 3 in San Antonio. SOCOM, I do barber, salon, and dog grooming shears, sewing scissors, industrial scissors, that type of thing, and just about any knife. I believe there is one in Bedrock. I think it's Mr. Slate's son. Now these are fun. You got to be real careful with these because of that tip. You got to move fast here and not a lot of pressure. I do not do any treating or anything like that. I'm not a knife maker. I'm strictly a sharpener. You need to find a knife maker for that. It just depends on where you're at. There's a couple of guys in the Houston area I would recommend. I've heard that. Now this is fun. I got to be real careful here. Literally, that's all there is. One more pass. What am I testing? You testing the blade for sharpness? Is that what you're asking? So that's it on that. Warren and Vinny, are y'all still on? I want you to look at how small the tip is on that. You got to be very careful. Are we talking about a knife, SOCOM, or scissors? Just y'all got to be real careful with these little tiny ones, because the twice as sharp is not variable speed. It will burn really quickly, and it really runs a little too fast for these kind of things. SOCOM, yes, I test before and after. I need to get further back. And I'm going to have to move that. I'm going to need to move it forward just a little bit. And this is where I would like to have the narrow clamp. I should have bought it when we were in Reno. I never think about it until I'm doing these tiny scissors. SOCOM, you got to just do a scratch test. I'll show you here in a minute. I'll do another one. And there's some issues with that too, because if somebody else has sharpened them, they could have put the wrong angle on it, and at that point you can only do so much. All right, so this is for really fine work. Can y'all see that? That cuts really well. So there's another $10. 50 minutes, $70. Bunch more tiny ones. Okay, so these are not cutting through the tip. So if she's doing detailed work, she would be very upset about these. Take care, Vinny. Have you ever used the felt block for deburring? No, I don't use that. For scissors, I use a little piece of wood, or I'll use a piece of leather. I mean, there's lots of ways of doing it. Whatever you feel comfortable with, do it. Everybody's got their own little way of doing it. I don't think there's too many wrong ways. A wine cork works well. Bruce, I have no idea. I do not sell knives. I have real hair, Soladio. You want to see? I asked my stylist to save me ponytails. All right, got another tiny pair here. All right, here we go. Looks good. One more pass, see if I can get in that little nick there in the back. Not that she's going to be using that area anyway. That's awfully far back. We charge by the inch, so an 8-inch chef knife is $8 to sharpen, and a 3-inch paring knife is $3. You can go to my website, sharpenright.com, and see all the prices. Correct. I take hair shears apart to sharpen them, but usually I don't sewing scissors unless there are a few sewing scissors out there that you have to take apart, but you can't take these apart. These are riveted together. There are some people who charge $10 a knife. Looks good. So these were not cutting through the tip. Now look at that. Yeah, I do need the narrow clamp for these, and also for the surgical stuff. I do surgical tools too. See, these aren't cutting very well. I do serrated knives also. Go to my website, sharpenright.com. You can see all the things that I sharpen. I've got a dust collection system, and I have fans blowing this way and that way. I use a diamond bit for the serrated knives, and I also have diamond wheels. Depends on the serrated knife. Hey Tahoe, why don't you just move on, dude? You're just a... Never mind, I'll just let it go. So that's the problem with this clamp. It's very wide. Yeah, just move along, dude. Nobody wants to hear from you. Yeah, they talked about it in Reno. You're not going to use it much, but you will use it. You can if you have the right equipment. It's more labor intensive. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Where I'm positioning my fingers. Tim, I don't know that much about the Work Sharp Professional. I have the Work Sharp Ken Onion that I use, but you know that. I don't know about all of their little tools that they have, all the tools that Work Sharp has. Those are cutting great. See the little tiny work? So those are done. 60 minutes. 60 minutes, $80. All right, let's try these. Yeah, I put my, I don't know what I'm doing with my fingers. It's just habit. See, these are not cutting well. See how they're catching? So we gotta fix these. They need to be clean too. So I'm gonna go use my little Dremel tool and clean that rust up. All right, so this was a little bit of rust in there. SOCOM, it's $10 a pair, flat fee on the scissors. cheater because it's designed specifically for scissors. It's only a scissor machine. And you want fast when you have a bunch of things to do. The Tormek is too slow for a professional business, especially when you have a lot of things to do. I have a Tormek, but it's just way too slow when you have 30, 40 knives to do and scissors to do. If you're just doing a handful of knives, it's perfect. Or a handful of scissors. And it really doesn't do scissors that well. I've never tried the boron wheels, but just from the slowness of it, I would say it's just going to take forever, and how it mounts. But that's just my opinion, you know. You might use it, it might be just fine for you. There's lots of ways to sharpen. You got to find what works for you and a system that works for you. I would never tell anybody, hey, you're doing it wrong. Your customers will tell you you're doing it wrong. There we go. Hey Barney, go get me some ribs. I'm hungry. Here's another pair. They're not cutting bad, they're just kind of dragging a little bit right there. That looks pretty good. SOCOM, this is a diamond wheel that I bought, and it should last years. I've had it for at least 3 years and have done hundreds of scissors on it, and it's got very little wear. But I bought it because of that, because the standard wheel from Worksharp is just, it's a stone wheel, and it just, you'll go through it really quick. Once again, this is my opinion. And you know what they say about opinions. I've never heard that one. They're like roses, got a lot of thorns. I don't know. Austria. It's late in Austria, isn't it? All right, let's try these. We got one more pair. 2 a.m. Oh my God. They're cutting at the tip, and that's where she wants them to cut. Kevin, no, it's way too fast for knives. Lots of better machines for knives than this one. This thing is like, I don't know, 3,000 RPMs or something like that. It's flying. All right, last pair, and she's got a lanyard on it, so I got to take the lanyard off and remember to put it back on there. Yeah, Kevin, it's not the right machine for knives. There's lots of better options out there if you want to sharpen knives that don't fly that fast. This machine is strictly for sewing scissors, industrial scissors, poultry shears. It's too fast for hair salon shears for sure. You see this? Now watch that. See, it's not cutting. SOCOM, you wanted to see a test. This one really shows that it's not cutting at the tip. Last pair, folks. Thanks for watching. And I don't know if y'all can see that on the camera, but it's basically flat along that edge. If you can see that light reflecting, you should not be able to see light reflecting on the shears. A little flatness right there, and you can see it on the inside. I can see it in the light. No. You will destroy a quality pair of, you can do some cheap grooming shears on it, but it's way too fast. It heats the blade up too much. But Warren, that's my opinion, and I know there's other people out there that'll say otherwise, but that's just my opinion. Yes, lots of them. Usually it's somebody has taken it to a sharpener that's damaged them. I had a pair of hair scissors the other day, and I know the husband tried to sharpen it like a knife, and he destroyed his wife's salon shears. You can't fix everything. You can't sharpen everything. Whoop. Same edge angle. All right, last pair, folks, and I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I've been up since 4, and it's 7 here in Texas. All right, SOCOM, you want to see it afterwards? Are you still on? So you remember how it cut before, right? Let's see if I did it right. It's just a little stone, and what I do is it creates a burr on the back side of this blade, and I take it and I push that burr forward. So you just lay it on there flat, and it makes a nice edge so you don't roll it over. It takes the burr off, and then I like to use a little piece of wood to take the burr off, but sometimes I'll use a little piece of leather. You can use a cork, a wine cork does real well. There's a ton of different options to take the burr off. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. So here's that piece of cloth. Let's see if it cuts. Now this is for tiny, small work, threads and things like that. See it cut? It wasn't cutting all the way through the tip. Now it is. So she'll be happy. And that's the last pair. So that was 73 minutes and $100. So I'm done for the day. Y'all have a great evening. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all subscribe to the channel. Hope you hit that thumbs up button. It does help our little business down here in Texas grow. If you have any questions, you can contact me through our website, which is sharpenright.com. It's got a message feature on there, and you can a lanyard. Isn't that funny? So I guess she keeps these around her neck. Well, scissors are $10, SOCOM. Knives are $1 an inch. Go to my website, sharpenright.com, and it has the prices for all of the stuff we sharpen. And you can contact me through my website. When you send a message through there, it texts me. And y'all have a great night. Hey, Warren, if you got time, call me tomorrow and we'll talk about your new machine. If you have any questions, you can call me or text me anytime. Y'all have a great evening. Take care.